So in today's video, I want to give an honest review about the New Balance 574. So in case you're new to the channel, my name is Oliver. I love going over sneakers and sharing what I know about the history and the design of these shoes. So if you like that type of material, feel free to subscribe. So if you watched my previous video on the Yeezy 700, you probably know about the designer Steven Smith. Steven Smith actually designed two shoes for New Balance, the 576 and the 577. The 574 was also designed by Steven Smith, and New Balance really wanted to market this shoe as an affordable option. They tried to blend design styles from the 576 as well as the 577 into this shoe. The only major difference with this shoe was that it was not made in the USA, it was actually outsourced to Asia, so that way they could try to reduce the prices and make it more affordable for everyone to buy. So fast forward to 2022, it's pretty crazy to think that for Steven Smith, one of his initial designs is still one of the most popular shoes for New Balance to this day. So just to give some honest impressions of the shoe, I didn't really think too much about the 574. I always kind of favored the 990 series over this one. But for some reason, I saw that this was on sale and I decided to pick up a pair just because I had heard about the legacy of the shoe and I really wanted to just get my hands on a pair just to see what it was all about. So for the past couple weeks, I've been going on walks with this shoe just to kind of get to know it better and also try to see how I like it from a visual perspective. And I gotta admit, after a couple weeks of walking, I definitely have some pros as well as some cons for this particular shoe. So the first plus for this shoe is that it's very affordable and also very obtainable. The shoe retails in the US for $84.99, and I think that's fairly reasonably priced considering other brands also charge similar prices or even higher for their entry-level shoes. So the other thing is that this shoe is very obtainable too. You can go to newbalance.com and just pick up a pair immediately, or you can go to the mall and try on a pair yourself. You should be able to get a pair with relatively no problem whatsoever. So the other aspect of this shoe is a little bit more subjective, but I think it's a pretty good looking shoe overall for what you're getting. So this shoe fits in as like a low cut type of runner, and you get this streamlined profile with like gray accents all across the upper in this particular color. And I really like the fact that the white laces really set this whole thing off. The other aspect about the shoe that's kind of underrated is also the hits of 3M on the side. I think the 3M gives it a subtle pop that not many other brands have on their entry-level shoes, so I really like that from New Balance. I guess the last thing I could think of is the shoe is actually fairly comfortable for the price point. You get end cap cushioning in the heel, so you get good impact protection, and it's actually kind of a firm but soft ride at the same time. So I'll talk more about that when I go over the technical details of the shoe. All right, so now that we've gone over the pros, let's go over some of the cons too. So while the shoe is fairly comfortable underfoot, I had some issues with the fit on the upper, and I just wanted to explain that to you just in case you're looking to buy a pair yourself. So just as a disclaimer, I'm a size 10.5 with a double E width, and I actually sized up to a size 11 because I had read that the toe box was a little bit more narrower than usual. Unfortunately, going up to a size 11 didn't help my problem. In fact, the toe width was still pretty narrow that even upon the first initial wears, I still felt some pain and abrasion on my pinky on my right foot. But the good news was even after a couple wears, the shoe started to break in and I didn't really feel that discomfort anymore. So you might just have to deal with it for a couple wears, but it should go away at some point. Either that or I just have really weird feet. So the other aspect of the shoe that I didn't really like was the heel tab rubbing up against my Achilles. This was kind of annoying, especially even just walking short distances. So what I would recommend is if you're going to wear this shoe, definitely do not wear short socks with this one. The sock lining of the shoe is not exactly like the softest and the most plush, so just be warned about that. So the last gripe I have with this shoe is just a minor one. I think that the material quality could have just been a little bit better just because I'm used to that made in USA quality, but to feel this type of suede in hand, it felt kind of plasticky. In my opinion, if the shoe's upper is going to be consisting of just like one particular material, you might want to make sure that's a good feeling material in hand as well, because this one definitely felt a little bit rough. But at the same time, I can't really fault the sneaker too. It's only $84.99, and this is not the made in USA type of New Balance as well, so can't really complain too much about the materials. So as I mentioned, this is just a minor gripe. So I think one more reason why the material on the shoe might feel a little bit interesting is because actually the upper is made out of more than 50% recycled content. I think it's pretty admirable that they're trying to make this shoe into more of an environmentally friendly option. So I guess I can't hate on the material too much then. All right, so now that we've gone over the pros as well as some of the cons, let's dive directly into the technical details of the sneaker. So if we look at the upper of the shoe, we see an upper consisting of suede, mesh, and a little bit of leather on the top eye lace here. Going along the lateral side of the sneaker, we can see this big N logo done in the silver 3M finish. Then going to the top of the sneaker, we can see this hit of mesh as well to provide some breathability. Going to the medial side of the sneaker is pretty much a mirror image of that of the lateral side. Going to the back of the shoe, we can see that this back heel tab has this huge hit of reflective 3M here. And we can see the words New Balance done here in white. Going to the top of the shoe, if you go past the toe, we can go into the laces, which are done in this flat white style lace. So now going to the tongue, we can see that there's this mesh tongue with the branding New Balance Classics with the 574 branding as well. Going to the midsole of the shoe, we can see the end cap cushioning unit. So end cap is a combination of two materials. You have polyurethane and an EVA foam. Essentially what that allows you to do is have a firm but also a soft ride at the same time. So it's a very comfortable experience to wear on your feet pretty much all day. Going to the outsole of the shoe, we can see a bit of a lugged outsole pattern. I think this does a pretty good job for impact protection, but in terms of traction, I probably wouldn't trust this on like a rainy day. Alright, so that's my review of the New Balance 574. As I mentioned earlier, I think it's a good looking shoe. I just had a couple of issues with the fit for myself personally. It could just be that I have really weird feet, so just make sure to try this pair on if you can before you buy it. So what I should have done technically is I probably should have just bought like a 10.5 wide or 11 wide just to really make sure that the toe could be a little bit more accommodating for my feet. But besides all that though, I still think this is a great shoe to have, especially if you want to get into New Balance and you really want to find like an affordable option too. Well, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support on my video so far. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you liked what you saw, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.